Alright, welcome back to Marwitz Customs. I think this is, I'm just going to say it's one of the parts, and in the description I'll write it in. So we've got the motor cut down. This was the stock motor. I put the data up here of the new motor, the old motor, and then the math, how much we needed to cut off. And we got that all matched up, and we're at the point now where our motor is in place. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm going to pop it back out and show you. So your magnets, when you have a rear facing where that's a closed back, you unfortunately have to pry up gently on that motor to get that up, and then just push on your magnets and your flex plate with it and just kind of work that up. You're going to learn this when you're disassembling the car anyway, but basically you're going to get your motor magnet, flex plate, come on up, honey, join the party. So, and your motor, and just kind of push this all up, and as you're disassembling, obviously you can kind of tear into it. So this is our new assembly. If I need to, do I need to let you look at that? If you want to pause it, and you'll see how much we cut off. It was 135 thousandths. So we got it pretty much exact on this one, which is awesome. Measure 100 times, cut once with a $50 motor. So I did use the Jag Hobbies 8-tooth that I did find in my crown and pinion gear assortment of goodies as I convert all my G Plus stuff into one container. That container is actually in my house right now. So I know this because I have thought I brought everything out here for the year, and I haven't. There's a ton of people's things and their cars, jobs, and stuff like that. So anyway, when you go to put these in, you can line up either side and get your magnets kind of in with your motor. You're just going to work those in nice and smooth, get everything nice and happy and smooth. Did I say a Dan term, happy? He's actually right. I mean, that's what this is all about. You want these cars to be smooth as silk, baby. Yeah. So, happier the better. It's like happy wife, happy life, right? Happy wife, more slot cars you guys can buy. So, listen up. So, it is the month of June. We're giving away your choice of an autographed by Bob Malta and Terry Flynn Blue Ford GT, or the all elusive everybody has to have one green Mustang, which is cool, man. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to dog it too much. It's just anytime a rare number of something comes out, it's kind of like people get a little weird. So anyway, those your two bearings snap in. I know a lot of you watching are not new to this, so bearings are. I lube the front bearing for now. I waited until this part of the assembly, and you don't have to do what I'm about to do, which is push this bearing straight. Even though it's a square, it's a circle on the inside, and you can at that point put a little bit of lube down, and obviously when we do that, a little sometimes can turn into a lot, and that's okay. If you do that, once you run the car, you're kind of going to know. So I'm not really too concerned at this point with gear lash, just like our last video. Once the wheels are on, um, Aurora, Aurora did put two dots inside that cavity that the front of the crown gear hits. So that is one perk to having this chassis, is you know when to stop with your axle. You know, once it's like matched up to the front end, everything's happy. You can do that. Um, so moving on, we're gonna move on to the fun part. I'm just gonna make sure this is all in. I'm not gonna worry about my motor band at the time at this moment. That's actually, did I take that off? I did. I took it. We stole this from the Gilmore car. We'll put it back on. So, because I have two. I'm sitting here looking at two going, why do I have two? So we'll put this guy back on the Gilmore ride, which looks like, now that I'm inspecting it, it was a wide 1735001, and somebody just seen that and matched it up to that body. So I'm pretty sure that's the G Plus, the only chassis I think that they did that for. So inside our little box of goodies over here, I've been keeping it out of the way so you don't have to, so you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if that works. So in our little box of goodies, again, plastic tweezers. We've got our shoe springs and stuff out. We don't really need those. We're going to need our flex plate. We're going to need a barrel. I already have one of those over here and over here. And then I'll move this guy aside because here comes the thunder. There's actually three in here. So these guys, again, you run in, there's actually four in here. So we'll just grab the two that are loose. So if you have a work tray or whatever, like, leave those extra parts and just do one side at a time in this next section here. Take my word for it. So between my house and this garage, there are probably 7,000 of these things lying around. So you get your spring in your barrel, and then we're going to need some brushes. And I have a tube of them. This is one of, I have two full tubes in this tube. So when you call it, anybody, Slot Car Central, for example, and they go, we're out, just PM me and I'll get you set up with a set or whatever. They're $49.95 plus shipping. Pretty cheap in today's market. So with this, I usually use my I call it my headgear. Get over it if you don't like it, but I usually use my headgear. I'm thinking I had a third brush that hit, and I probably did, and it rolled away, but that's just part of this. So these have a little slot. You want to put the slot on the inside or go into the barrel with that. So this is the part a lot of people contact me about. You know, how did you do that? What's going on? It's driving me crazy. Kicked the dog, left the wife. So this part, there's two ways that we can go about it. You can kind of get, these come pre-bent. Let me start with explaining that. The way that these come pre-bent, do not try and bend them. Just leave it just like that. And if you have you know, either a thumbnail, if you don't have a thumbnail, then just use like a flathead screwdriver that's the same width as the very front right there. You'll see a line, just the same width as that line, and that will help you on your installation. So I did a video on this before, and again, there's no like exact science to getting this stuff put together, but you can get the bottom portion at least in place, like so.